So your mom saying monkey, that's so cute.
Yes, that is my nickname, is Monkey. So I'm Monkey, and then my sister, she's probably going to kill me for saying this. Her nickname, okay, it's shortened to Boo, but the reason why it was Booby is what my sister's nickname was. And so my mom took my sister to, it was like, I think it was like the zoo or whatever when my sister was in first grade. And she was like, had a group of kids with her or whatever. And Amy ran off. And my mom screamed, "Booby, get back here." And my little sister with her little dark curls and everything, like marched right up to my mom and was like, and my mom like leaned down and she's like, "What?" And she goes, "Don't call me Booby in front of my friends." And then so from then on, my sister's nickname has been Boo and not Booby. But I got a semi-decent nickname. Monkey is perfectly fine. That didn't embarrass me growing up. So
I love Mama McFarlane. That's so cute.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But and then whenever Monsters Inc. came out, we got her Boo, the little Boo.
I love those movies. Oh,
yeah, pretty much amazing. Hello, everyone. It looks like we are going and we are ready. How is everybody doing? Are you having a great Wednesday? Let us know in the comments.
I know. I like how Jennifer's already like, "I'm excited as I love the book." So we already have someone who's like, "Yes,
yes,
for death."
That is awesome. Yeah. How many of you absolutely loved the book? What did you guys rate it? List some stars in the comments. I'll leave some stars as well if the star things will come up for me on my computer.
I'm pulling up the Twitter because I know I posted that poll earlier today.
Yeah. I love you and your Twitteringness. So much better than me.
So we have 20% for 5 stars, for 4 stars, 40% for 3, and then 20% for 2 or less. So there's a range when it comes to thoughts on this book.
We normally don't have like such drastic of a range when it comes to that. I like how Danielle is eating homemade nachos right now. That sounds cool.
It's not that she's just eating the nachos. That's her dinner. Like, that is an adult right there.
Yeah.
You are not crazy about the book. And then we have Danielle who's below like 4 stars. So we have the range.
We do have the range.
Okay, you guys gotta expand. You gotta tell us why. Why the 4? Why the 2? What's going on?
Because I'm gonna have to agree with Lisa. I was like, only the end got me to bump it up to 3 stars and not be 2 stars. So I'm kind of in the same range as Lisa. You didn't love it at first, Danielle. Yeah. If you guys watched my reading vlogs, you saw I was on the struggle bus, like real hard. I was on the struggle bus.
Yeah, I saw your vlog and I was like, she's not liking this book. And you usually are much more, you're more inclined to give things higher ratings than I am in a way. So when you don't like something, I'm like, oh my goodness, how is this gonna go?
Yeah, seriously. It's like, oh, I was seriously struggling. Like it was so hard. Like all I wanted to do was be like, lady, stop being such a brat and be thankful for what you have. Like my heart was like, you are no, negative ghostwriter. Pattern is full.
There was that one quote that just I think summarized her perfectly. It was at the very beginning. It was, "It helps in public relations to have a certain amount of charm." And Agatha had none. She was charmless.
Yeah, and she realized that she was hard to be around. Like, I love it. Danielle says, but by the end, she was sold on the future for the characters in the town. Yeah, it did take a little bit of time to get into. She was pretty insufferable. That is correct.
Yeah, she was, I have to admit, she definitely, I love how, again, like for the romance genre, the ruler's like, oh, we want our unlikable heroines. And I'm going, oh, so if you read this cozy mystery, you got a really unlikable heroine right here for you.
Yeah. And I think that's another thing that threw me off so much is I'm not used to my cozy protagonists being that unlikable.
I mean, it was so interesting because I went on the Goodreads and I was seeing all sorts of, I mean, people were like, oh, she's the, one person called her femme fatale. And I was going, that is a very interesting way of phrasing this and referring to her. But I mean, she was very abrasive. And again, that wasn't something, you can have those do-gooder types almost in cozies. And then I absolutely loved how this woman decided to cheat at a town bake-off.
Right? I think that's the thing that like threw me off the quickest. I was like, lady, you're what? You're being a cheaty McCheaterson? Are you serious right now?
But it was not even like it was something high stakes. It was a local town.
Like, really? This is a way to like get you in with your neighbors?
I love how she thinks of cheating before she thinks of, oh, maybe I should just be nice to people. She's going, no, I gotta win the bake-off first.
Yeah. CR says, I didn't even bother reading the book because I didn't think I would enjoy it. And Danielle says, I feel like we got some interesting backstory for why she was so severe. I do agree with that, like with the way her parents were so hands-off and then with like how much she had to raise herself up and work for everything, like that was really admirable, like how she worked herself up from nothing, how she had that horrible husband, like everything like that. But like, I don't know, it's still in my heart. I'm like, you still need to be a good person. Like you shouldn't automatically think of how can I hurt this person the most?
I mean, I was actually flagging things because there was one woman who was laughing and she goes, if she laughs like that again, I really will slap her. And I'm going, physical violence. And then she followed it up with plucking the magazine out of the receptionist's hands, just grabbing it. I mean, she just was an abrasive personality. So you just had to, I think, be willing to accept that to be able to get into the book. And if that wasn't something you could accept, this was not going to be your book.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Hi, Robin. How are you? Hey, Chronicles.
Moral support. I love Nicole. Moral support.
I love this series. I'm on book 10 and I just love Agatha. Okay, so imagine the day. If you are on book 10 of this book and you love it so much, sorry, Cleo is all about being in all of my videos lately. If you are on book 10, does she get softer or does she like does she become more like towards the end of the first book? I was seeing her warm up a bit to others in certain ways, and it was really cute how she was like flirty with her new neighbor. Like, yes.
So I have to admit, so there's, if you guys, again, if you have Amazon and if you're a human, you probably do, do a free trial for Acorn TV because they actually have, this is the pilot episode for a show. So I'm actually in the second season of the show right now. I'm doing the 7-day free trial. I got used, I think something about the way she was doing the character as an actress made her more likable. And so this is like kind of a Hallmark thing where you're just binging it. I'm really into the season. So I'm kind of with you. Like I haven't read the books, but I am in the show.
Yeah. And the thing is that like I'm totally cool if it's like sort of like a crabby old lady kind of aspect, but like she was mean in some ways to people. And I'm just like, why you gotta be so mean? I just didn't understand. I love how even towards the end of the book, she was backsliding into her bitchy ways. That's another thing. The language in this book was a little bit more harsh than what we're used to in a cozy as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say the abrasiveness. I was just reading the comments. They love your channel. That's so cute.
Thank you.
I have to admit, I was struck by that as well because again, I was flagging things as I was reading and going, okay, so we're kind of breaking the norm of the cozy mystery. I mean, I almost feel as if she was trying to play with the genre's expectations in a way because you do have that incredibly different heroine. You know, our protagonist here, she's in her own category in a way. Because again, I don't know a character off the top of my head. I'd be like, yeah, she's just like so-and-so from this series, unless it's a side character, because usually the side characters can get away with this more so than the protagonists. But yeah, I was kind of, I was kind of struck by that a little bit.
Yeah. And the thing is that like I'm totally fine of I love reading about new different types of protagonists. I just think that I guess I wasn't prepared for it. I had this thing set in my mind. I'm like, oh, it's the Quiche of Death. That's a freaking awesome title. It's cooking. Like I was so for it. And like I said, she did grow on me towards the end. But then there were just still some aspects that it was bothering me too much just to get over.
It's so funny how it looks like a baking cozy and it has the title and it's a baking competition, but she doesn't bake. I mean, I love it when the cops go to her apartment or her home there and they ask her, oh, well, what are the ingredients? She doesn't know. Well, can you bake the quiche? No, like what is in there? Bread? I don't know. Like she just had no idea what was in a quiche.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not big.
The cookbook, and they go and get all of the things from the store for her, and she's sitting there and she's baking the whole entire thing, and then like they're finally like, "You didn't bake that one," no. And she's like, "Nah, brah, I didn't bake that one." No,
but it's so funny because you think it's a cooking book. I go in thinking, oh, I'm getting Hannah Sweeten, like I'm gonna be getting another like Murder She Baked. Nope.
And we all know, like, the baking ones and the magic cozies are my favorite types of cozies. So I was super stoked for this, but I love what Lisa says. She goes, I was waiting for the cooking. What cooking? She microwaves.
That made her more relatable to me because I am not a cook. I am that's not a skill set of mine. And so I was like, okay, at least this is relatable. I'm not necessarily the abrasive personality like her. I'm like, okay, at least I relate to you on this level with the microwaving.
Yeah, it cracked me up. And it cracked me up that like everybody from the village was coming and teaching her how to cook certain dishes. I really, really liked that. I felt like the village actually welcomed her in a lot more than they did like her neighbor. Like her neighbor didn't seem like because you know how they said that in that small town that everyone was an outsider unless you were actually born in that town. Everyone else, it didn't matter if you'd lived there for 20 years, you were still an outsider. Whereas this, like I felt like they embraced Agatha a lot quicker than they would have. I'm not quite sure.
It was so, again, I actually think I liked the TV show adaptation a little bit more than the book. And then because I like the TV show adaptation, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'll give this book 3.5 stars because I liked the way it was portrayed. And when I went back to go reread it, I was like, okay, this I can picture now, and it worked out well for me. And at the very end of the pilot episode, they're all cheering for her when she comes back and she's being driven back in the taxi. Their villagers are all standing there, clapping. It's great. So it was cute to see how they actually eventually did kind of, let her into their community.
I used to pay for Acorn TV, and I watched a lot of like Mrs. Fisher's mystery and things like that. So, or Franny Fisher's or something like that. That was really, really good. So maybe I'll have to hop on to Acorn to see what.
He was like wanted to answer your quest about something, and I have no idea
why. Side note: your nails matching your vision board. Yeah, they do kind of match my vision board. I was feeling very blue and kind of like ooh. So, oh, Miss Morgan.
I love how you have the cat there too. Like she kind of blended in at first, and then I was noticing that. Oh, wait a second, those are ears. I thought you had a throw blanket there.
No, she's just chillaxing. Isn't that right? Yeah. Yeah, today's video, whenever I recorded when I got home, she just like jumped up behind me and she was just like, hey, what's up? This is my show now, not yours. You are no longer the star. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I am no longer the star. People are only going to come in to see you.
So cute. I think it's because I was looking at like the little YouTube screen. And all of a sudden I'm going, that's moving.
Yeah. She's just like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
So cute.
I don't know if I've read the Seaside Cafe Mystery series. It sounds familiar, but I'm not quite sure. Seaside Cafe Mysteries. Let's see. It looks like it's by, there's only 2 in the series, and it's by Bree Baker. Okay, no, but I do have Live and Let Chai. I have it on my bookshelf over there because I love chai tea and I love the cover and it was amazing. So I had to buy it because that's what I do. Because, you know, self-control happens maybe every once in a while.
I was gonna say, yeah, when I was in Barnes Noble like a week or two ago, I was down the Cozy Mystery Island and they had the covers facing out. It wasn't just the book spines, but they had some covers facing. I'm going, oh, you know what to do, don't you?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Gotta grab you.
Yeah, the last time I was at Barnes and Noble, I ran into these 2 ladies and we just started talking about cozies and they bought like 4 of my recommendations each. Like right there. I was like, oh, if you like that one, then you need to go and love and you need to go do this one. And then like we were just going back and forth and Aaron just like left me in the aisle. Like he was just like, you do you with your people, with your favorite people. He's like, I'm gonna go over here. It was hilarious. He kept giving me crap all night. I was like, they are my people, and that is okay.
Oh, so cute.
Susan Guest says, I'm caught up on the series, just read the latest. Agatha is a tough cookie, and I didn't care for her much in the beginning, but she has grown on me. So maybe she's just like one of those hard on the outside, soft on the inside characters where you get to see who they truly are. Maybe that's the kind of character she is because you're the second person that has said that she's grown on you.
I think I looked this up. I'm pretty sure, if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure there's 27 books in this series. So the fact that there's been 27 books in the series means that someone's buying them, someone's reading them. I mean, otherwise she would have stopped after a certain point. So once you get to, once you hit the 10, 12, then you start going higher than that. There's something there.
Yeah, and I mean, you're in it for the long haul. If you're in books 10, 12 up there, I mean, you just have to figure out what's going on anyway with the character. Let's see. The audiobooks for Agatha Raisin are wonderful. So does she come off as softer in the audiobooks versus like the sarcastic harshness that like I hear her in my mind? Because that might be different, because there's been many times when I've read a book but then listened to the audiobook and the protagonist, the narrator's voice actually changes my mind on a character.
Yeah, I have to admit, now I'm intrigued because, again, I think I was very similar to you with the reading reaction of, oh, she is, because I'm a very low-key, quiet person, and so if you are an abrasive personality or big build personality, I don't really know how to interpret that sometimes. And so when I was reading, she was kind of catching me off guard, and I wasn't sure how to interpret her. And then when I watched the show and then I went back and reread, I was going, okay, I could picture the actress and her little mannerisms better. So I kind of like the idea of the audiobooks having a different impact. I think that would make sense. Because when you just do it yourself, in regards to trying to interpret someone like this who's out of the norm, I like that. Now I'm curious. I'm like, now I want to go get the audiobooks. So now I'm going to end up reading this book for like the 3rd time.
Yeah, seriously. I think that, like, I don't know. It's interesting how different formats and can change your ways in the way you see things. Nat says, I mean, we all reach a point in life when we appreciate the character that takes no crap. And that's true, because I would say that I'm sort of a, what do you call it? Like a rug? Somebody, like, people walk over me a lot because I just like to help. And so I can understand and appreciate the fact that she's just like, no, you're not. No. Mm-mm. I can appreciate that.
I was gonna say, I just pulled up the Amazon window. I've been binging this show. I am here for it. I'm gonna finish this the next day or two. I love it. And there have been a couple times when she's called people out. I'm going, I would not have the gumption to do that. I'm very impressed that you do.
Yeah, I just let's see. Oh, the Book Chronicles asked who our favorite cozy author is. Mine is Ellie Alexander or Kate Dyer Seeley. I love her. She is amazing, and she has become a really good friend. So That is mine.
I'm going to go with Joanna Fluke because the Murder, She Bakes series is very close to my heart. I love that one. Hannah Swenson's my girl. I love her. That's my go-to. Like, every single time someone's like, what's your favorite? I'm like, this is the one I put on the pill. This is the one that's up top for me.
I know it's both baking for us. They're both baking.
I know, right? I was like, I do love World War II, Arden, and I also like the Rad Shale mysteries.
Yeah, I'm like, because then we can go into, like, I love Sophie Kelly and her magical cats mystery series, and like I can go into like that. This is why I have favorites in genres and in themes.
I was gonna say, also, we both played Mary Gilbert with her book. That was another big success story there.
It was amazing. So it looks like book 30 is being published in November. Book 30. Man, that is awesome. Good for her.
I mean, 30 books in general is incredible, but 30 books in a single series is just that is just a wow.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously, it's amazing. Susan says she does show a vulnerable side in some of her books, but you can tell she sees that as a weakness, which I'm guessing that she sees that as a weakness due to the fact that her parents saw that as a weakness, and that was then put upon her as well. I can see that. I can see that she is a more diverse character in a lot of ways than other cozy mystery protagonists, which I can respect. In a lot of ways, she is more flawed as a human is. I can see.
I will admit, I think that there is a point later on, if the show holds true to the books, because I've been watching the show instead of the books, where she needs to be resilient. I think she needs to be able to be. I think she needs that because there are times when she really does have to pick herself up, like up, by her bootstraps. Where, if you're a quieter person, I think it would be a little bit harder. Whereas with her, she's like, okay, I've been through worse. I've got this. I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna keep pushing. And she doesn't. When she gets pushed back, she doesn't let it overtake her. Because there's a very particular scene and entry in this series, but I'm not going to tell you because it involves major spoilers for this one episode, because it involves a guy and she's able to overcome this very quickly, so I give her credit.
Okay. I'm starting to like the character a little bit more. Natalie says that Agatha Frost is her favorite cozy mystery author because she's still obsessed with the Pyramidal Mystery series, which is an amazing Kindle Unlimited series. If you have Kindle Unlimited, amazing.
I was going to say I found her on Twitter, and then I was reading her tweets, and then I read her books.
Oh,
so for social media.
Yeah, if you like Agatha Frost, you also need to check out London Lovett. I am actually, Angela, you'd be so proud of me. I am reading a 1920s based cozy mystery, and I'm loving it.
Oh my goodness! Now I gotta go add that to my to be read list. Yep. Which one is it? Which one's the one?
Murder on Lot B.
Okay, as I go get a post-it note.
It is written by London Lovett, and it's the first in her Starfire mystery series. It is so good, and I so recommend going and checking it out because a lot of you guys know, especially if you were, a part of the club whenever we were reading what was it?
There was one. It was private. She was a private eye.
Yeah, but it was like in the
Her Royal Spinus. Her Royal Spinus.
Her Royal Spinus, which you would think by the title, like I would be in love with it. That book, it was one of my least favorite books that we read in the book club. But I basically swore off historical cozy mysteries because of that book, which I know is a horrible thing for me to do. But I did. But then when London Lovett came out with this one, I was like, but I love everything that London Lovett writes. I was like, her Firefly Junction series, her Port Danby series. I was like, and then she sent it to me. And I was like, well, I can't not read it. She sent it to me. So then, yeah. I've been reading it every night before I go to bed.
She's converted you.
Yes, she has. I love Robin. Robin says, I'm just sitting here reading the comments while placing books on hold at the library. Yes. And I do love the 1920s vibe. Like my wedding dress is very 20s, 1930s inspired. It's very vintage, and it's really, really pretty, guys. It's so pretty.
I always instantly think of The Great Gatsby. I just always have that imagery in my head.
Yeah. It's so pretty. I love it. But I'm very happy that I've been able to get a little bit more into the sort of like historical aspect of it.
I mean, I do think it's interesting because, again, when we read Murder at the Vicarage with Miss Marple there, that one she wrote, it was written in a little bit of a later time period, and that was kind of an accurate representation, but at the same time, that one didn't resonate with me as much. But then we get things, you get Perot and you have Murder on the Orient Express. I mean, those I love.
Yeah.
But those are written differently.
It's amazing, like how books set in the same time period or like within the same historical era can have vastly different effects on whether you like it or you don't like it, depending on the writing style, even if it's by the same author. You write your protagonists differently from every book. So, yeah.
I'm looking at the Evelyn Hugo comment. I'm like, okay, so adding this one to another Post-it note.
Evelyn Hugo. Is that the one with the gorgeous green dress on the cover? I'm picturing it in my head. It's like Evelyn Hugo and the Seven Husbands, or there's another one that's the Seven Husbands of something.
I have it. I know which one you're talking about because I have it somewhere here.
Yeah, it's got the woman's got a gorgeous, stunning green dress on the cover, and it's very like dark and like, I don't know. Susan, I love the two cozy series by the late Joan Hess. Current favorites are Joanne Fluke, Sarah Graves, and Jen McKinley. Very nice.
Ooh, we got no World War II one. I haven't read this Maisie Dobbs, but now I'm like, and now I will.
No, but that is amazing. Takes place during World War I. That is a pivotal time in our history, in America's history. Wow.
In a Post-it note. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Yeah. I have that somewhere here.
Husbands and the something of the something.
It's somewhere here.
I totally believe you.
Well, there's like 13 bookcases in this apartment, so it's gonna.
I know. Every time we like have more and more book club meetings, I swear that you get more and more books surrounding you, and it's cracking me up, and I'm kind of envious.
Well, because there's even like little mini ones over that like next to him, so I'm just slowly like bringing all the bookcases.
It's understandable.
And then I've been decorating and doing them all differently, and so I'm very happy to be surrounded by books. Like, this is one of those things where I'm not complaining. This is how I decorate.
Never complaining about the book.
Oh no, but it's one of those. I now have books stacked up on the chair. I have books, lined up on the kitchen counter. I mean, they're just everywhere. So
as they should be.
I know, right?
If any of us love World War II, read the author Pamela Jenoff. That sounds great.
I know. I am going to Malice Domestic, and so I was looking up all the authors who were going to be there, and I was going, okay, I've read this one, I need to add this one. I read this one, I need to go add this one. So because I'm looking at the author list, I'm like, oh, I need to go update my Goodreads. So today it looks as if I just added all these cozy mysteries.
Right? It's just like all of the things. So did you guys expect the killer to be who it was in the end? Like, how quickly were you able to figure out the whodunit?
I mean, I thought it was so interesting with this one because you have this guy who's a Lothario, he's cheating on his wife consistently. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, you had that built in from the beginning.
And I always suspected the wife. There was one moment that I suspected was it the vicar's wife? Because she won one of the...
yeah, she was the first winner before the other woman. So you're going, wait a second, were you one of the affairs?
Yeah. So there was like a glimmer for like a soft second that I was like, maybe it's her. But then I was like, no, it's the wife.
Well, yeah. I love how he's like, do you know who this creepy woman is who's staring at you with death eyes? I'm going, this just took a turn.
Yeah, it did. That was crazy.
It's like, do you know who creepy death eyes is staring at you? She goes, no, and somehow that made it worse.
Yes. Yes, Victoria Gilbert is doing a panel at Malice. She messaged both Angela and I and asked if we were going to be there today. I am unfortunately not able to go halfway across the country for Malice Domestic, which hopefully I can next year. Like I can plan, but right now I'm paying for, like, we just got our tickets for Japan and like everything. So like this year sort of like I spent enough money traveling, but I know that Angela is going to Malice Domestic.
I know, if you see me, come say hi.
Yes, if you guys are going, you guys should go all meet and everything. That would be amazing.
I'm excited to see Victoria Gilbert in person. I'm excited for that one because now I have her books, so I'm going to sign these.
Yeah, she did offer to send book plates to me, which was super sweet. She didn't have to do that.
That's really nice.
Yeah, she is just the absolute sweetest.
Oh, she used to go every year. Oh, I know. I want to know where it was the last couple of years because I don't know if it's always in the same location. I don't know off the top of my head, but I kind of lucked out because I live in DC, and so it's kind of in my backyard almost.
Yeah.
It's close by.
Yeah. Yeah. Me here in lowly Oklahoma, I'm like, no one ever comes to Oklahoma, okay? Though Bill Nye's coming on the 8th and 9th, and I'm driving my sister to Oklahoma City to go see Bill Nye. But no one ever comes to Oklahoma.
You got the musical though.
Yeah, but I don't consider that a plus in the category of Oklahoma stuff. I just don't. Oklahoma's like I'm not a big fan. Just no.
Are you guys gonna stay there or are you gonna move?
We'll probably stay here because my family's here. But I am a true probably West Coaster. Like I would love to live in Portland or just in Oregon in general would be great. Like to be able to drive from my place to go to the mountains in a couple of directions and then go to the ocean in another direction so easily, that would be perfect for me.
Oh, you're outdoorsy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, my forehead's peeling because on Sunday, Aaron and I did 6 miles. And so like I've got like sunburn and like I love it.
See, I like my little city life. I like the buildings. I like being around that type of culture vibe.
I love the city. Like I don't want to be out of the city. So like Portland would be cool for me. But then there's also real outdoors. Whereas in where I live, there's not really outdoors. Like we have Turkey Mountain, but it's not really a mountain. It's kind of a hill. And it's right by like all the oil refineries. So again, it doesn't always smell great. So like I just, I'm
really hoping like they're not watching this for like a tourism thing because you're talking people out of going.
Like the 5 reasons not to go to Oklahoma.
I mean, you're not making me want to go buy a plane ticket the way you say that.
I mean, I'm here. That isn't reason enough.
The way you're describing it, though, like you're just going. The way it was funny the way you're saying it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, she's in Arkansas. I mean, Florida. I mean, that's where Harry Potter World is, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that alone would be a draw for Florida.
100%.
What's your house or what? I forget.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
I think I knew that. I'm pretty sure I knew that. I think I knew that, but I forgot for some reason. And you're wearing yellow or like you have the gold going, so I feel as if I should have known that right off the bat.
I'm a Hufflepuff. Nat, I feel like you need to get a bit further out of Tulsa, love. Okay, I have gone to other parts of Oklahoma, but still, nah, brah. Nah.
ever been to Oklahoma.
You're not doing anything but my company.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I've traveled quite a bit in my life, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever made it there.
But yeah, totally a Hufflepuff. Are you a Ravenclaw?
Yep, I got my giant banner hanging next to the other bookcase. Mm-hmm. I'm a Ravenclaw. If there's any other Ravenclaws out there, high five. I was sorted into Hufflepuff once. Fun fact.
Yes, yep. The houses I've ever been sorted into are a mixture. It's either Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw.
Hey, so this is one of those things where, like, unless you're a Harry Potter fan and a real bookish person, you won't get it. But when you have multiple email addresses and you want to take that Pottermore quiz multiple times, I've taken it at least 5 or 6 times, and of the 5 or 6 times, 5 times Ravenclaw. On the 6th time, I was the Hufflepuff.
Yup. See, I'm not the only one. Oklahoma has nothing.
I like being able to go to the Kennedy Center. I like being able to kind of, how does that work with do you have Starbucks? Please tell me you have Starbucks. Is it nearby?
Of course I have a Starbucks.
I don't know. I'm picturing you in the middle of nowhere now.
I'm not in the middle of nowhere. I live in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I have a Starbucks down the street. Okay,
I'm starting to picture you in kind of no man's land or something.
No, it's just Tulsa's it has an international airport. We're pretty big. Hanson's from here, bop. All right. But it's not like the place that it's not like it's home because I was born and raised here, but it's not home as in I feel like my whole entire person is able to be my whole entire personness. If that makes sense.
I mean, I'm from Massachusetts, so the fact that I've been living in DC for a few years does give you kind of differences in that regard.
Yeah. I always like Ravenclaw, except the one time it gave me Slytherin and I wanted to throw my computer.
Ravenclaw pride. You know that GIF? If you go on Twitter and you just type in Ravenclaw, you get a little GIF, and he's going, "I'm a Ravenclaw." That is one of my favorite things in the world.
That is awesome. You have the House of Night series based there. Yes, the author of one of those was a Broken Arrow teacher. So yeah. In the future, can we put a YouTube poll for the next book to read too? I don't have Twitter to vote. Oh yeah, no, we can totally do that in the community tabs. You can totally put a poll there, and we can I totally don't mind posting there as well, and then we can vote that way.
I have no idea how to do that, so as long as you know,
yeah, I know how to do it. As long as you guys are okay with voting on Twitter or on YouTube. I just don't know if it's okay if someone votes twice.
I have no idea how this would work. If I'm being totally honest, in my head, I'm doing the math out. I'm trying to figure out how that would work.
So the only thing I could think of is to take all of the scores and then average them, divide them by 2. You know what I mean? So if
you only have because we have, I think, usually 40 votes over on Twitter.
Yeah.
And so they're not comparable percentage wise, but if you add up the votes, but sometimes they don't show you. I don't know.
I feel like if Secondhand Spirit, Tales You Lose, and Spellbooked were the 3 things, we would have the Twitter, and then we'd have the YouTube, and then
I don't mean to be a rain on the parade, but I think it'd be easier to just have one location rather than to confuse people.
Yeah.
I don't mean to rain on this parade. I'm can you get a Twitter? Those can be anonymous. I'm just trying to figure that out because you don't want to have people going to too many different locations.
Yeah. Because then I can't.
Because so the reason why I'm mentioning this is because you posted for next month the poll already, and then the month after that I'm choosing, and I always put up the themes to ask you okay, what do you want to vote on? Do you want to do bakery? Do you want to do animal themed? And so I post those over on Twitter. So I don't know how that would work if I'm trying to put multiple themes on multiple platforms. So that would just, I don't want to divvy people up or make them confused where to look.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure that out in my head, like how I would plan that.
Yeah, because the only thing is you'd have to do double the polls. So you'd have to type it all up. Yeah.
Honestly, just tell me what you want to have voted. I have multiple Twitter platforms. I'll vote for you on one. Just I'll cast the vote. Yeah. I have the Words in the Page on one. My dog has a Twitter. Tell me what you want, and I'll cast the vote. Like, just DM me privately. Social media.
So I can. So CR, you can. Do you get to? Because you don't. I don't think you have to have. Do you have to have a Twitter to view someone else's Twitter?
No, Twitter's probably public.
So if you want, yeah, there you go. Like, needed to death is your vote. Okay. So instead, if you have a, you can just comment on one of my videos or whatever. Like, hey, I saw.
So I haven't voted yet for this one. I'm just gonna put your vote in as mine. I got you.
But yeah, you can totally message me too if you don't have, or you can message me on, one of our comments or whatever.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see this with the computer screen. I don't know if there's like too much of a glare with the okay. So if I can make that. So we got the poll. You said needed to death. You just voted.
Yay!
So far, 31. Oh, so we have Daisies for Innocence is at 37. Pruning the Dead is 32, and then Needed to Death is 31. So this is a very, very close Twitter poll right now.
I know.
And there's 38 votes at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. No, just like seriously. Again, I have my dog Max. He has his own Twitter. I do the Words in the Page-a-thon one. Like I have multiple Twitters, so I'll vote for you. Just let me know. It's not a problem. I was just trying to do the math out of like how would I, do that because this is my Ravenclaw coming out, trying to plan things. That's where you can see why I got Ravenclaw.
Totally understandable. So we do have. So yeah, we've got Daisies for Innocence. You guys can see that I was sort of in the spring kind of feel and floweriness when I put the 3 up. Daisies for Innocence, Pruning the Dead, and Needed to Death. I was very much in like the spring-ish kind of thing. So it's up to you guys since it is kind of close. For some reason, I still have 15 hours and 22 minutes left. I blame the fact that I posted this while I was still healing and had all of the medicine from my surgery. So maybe that's why I couldn't math. I'm pretty certain that's why I couldn't math. So we still have 15 hours left. So do you guys want to wait until tomorrow, or do you want to just call it tonight? Because normally that's what we do, is we call it at the end of the live stream and just say this is what it is or whatever. So what do you guys prefer? Do you want to wait, or do you want to call it now? Like, what do you guys want to do?
I like the little accent. It was actually like the Transylvania, I was picturing like the yes. Dracula, like what do you want?
The Dracula of me. The only book I don't have is Pruning the Dead, so I'm fine if one of the other 2 win. Totally understandable.
I mean, I know we talked about this before, but some people do miss the live stream and they'll watch it the next day, if they put it on the background. So I mean, if you want to leave it for tomorrow or you want to do it, like either way, I'm fine. We've
got Lisa here. Please call it tonight so I can download and start reading. Call it now.
Okay, the community is starting. It looks like people have spoken.
All right, so that means that Daisies for Innocence is going to be our book for next month for May. And so Daisy
CR has that one.
Yay! And it is on Amazon right now for $7.99. So it's not on sale or anything, because sometimes we get really good when it's like some of ours have been on sale for like really inexpensive.
I have to admit, I was surprised with, I don't know if y'all had any issues with getting Quiche of Death, but I could only get the ebook copy. Usually I try and get the physical copy as well because I like to take my Bookstagram pictures. But the physical copy, I think, was something like $35 on Amazon. I kind of went, well, I don't even know if I like this book yet, so I don't want to spend $35 on the book I don't know if I like.
No, 100%. All I could do was get an ebook. Because
I wasn't sure if anyone else was just had that issue because I know Nicole was telling me she put in the request forever ago for her library and never came through for her. Again, she joined us earlier saying moral support. So I was just curious if anyone else had any issues. So I'm very glad that this one is more accessible and there shouldn't be any issues getting it from either the library or Amazon or something.
Yeah, it should be good to go.
Requesting at the library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you have anything more to want to talk about or say or anything like that, I think that we're pretty good to go. What do you think, Angela?
I'm pretty sure we touched on all of my points. My only other thing with Agatha that I thought was hysterical was that she stole the cleaning lady from her next door neighbor.
Yeah,
that was my random little throw in there. Me? Thank you.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
yes, they did.
I was like, I'm like the rainbow. Yeah, I actually just went to town with my other bookcases that are across from me. I'm gonna be posting on Instagram in the coming weeks. I am so proud of how my new rainbow bookcase came out. It took me a long time. I'm very proud. I'm very pleased with it. That Toad stole from your channel.
Yes, Nat and I went to Barnes & Noble and we're like walking around in cap. And she has all cozy mysteries that I have recommended before. And she's like, I swear they just watched one of your videos and went and took on the end cap.
I mean, when you go into an actual bookstore and cozy mysteries, they're not easy to find. I mean, they're in the mystery aisle, but they're not really out and about in the rest of the store unless it's a recent paperback and they're trying to put it in with the recent releases or something. So I'm happy that they had a display going.
Oh yeah, both of my very vast cozy section.
Yeah, I was in Massachusetts, and I was I was there for the Talk Books event, and I went to Barnes & Noble with my dad. We were walking around, he lost me, and I was there. He was like, okay. When I was there, I had to go hunt for the mystery section. It just wasn't at the front, so I'm very happy that they put it on display somewhere.
Yeah.
Hooray, everyone's getting the book. That makes me happy.
Well, I think that we are ending our live stream. Make sure that you guys subscribe to Angela if you're not already subscribed, and go and follow us on all of our social media stuff. If you you have anything you want to say?
No, I mean, it's really fun to chit chat about cozy mysteries with y'all. I'm glad that some people enjoyed the book. I'm sorry that not everyone did. I mean, again, I'm pitching the TiVo, so maybe we can do a watch along someday. But it's always fun to chit chat with you guys. It's again cozy mystery companions. I love it.
Yes, it's been amazing. You guys are fantastic, and I love your faces so very much. And we'll talk to each other on videos and all different kinds of things like that. So good night, everyone. Have a good reading night. If you are picking up the book tonight on your Kindle. Enjoy.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. Have a nice night.
Good night.